We are doing it live. Anyways, while that's going on, I am going to unleash the power of the prediction.
The gamba has begun.
The Gamba has begun. The what?
You're over here promoting gambling? My god.
It's just a prediction. It's fake internet points. It'll be fine. And I'm setting that at 50 minutes into the future. That should be fine. So, what do you want to tell me about minion miners, Jacqueline?
Me? I'm the co-caster. You haven't even introduced me. What is this?
Cheers. Oh, right.
I thought you were a professional, Oz.
I am a rank amateur, which is why I started my pregame show nearly an hour before the actual match. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm not about to change that.
Alright, well, for those of you just joining us, I'm Jacqueline Hyde, and I'm joining Asmanthus here for a casting of Heroic Divs LTK versus Minion Miners. Which one is this? LTK
Straight to core. That's the
straight to
specific one.
core.
Yep.
Yes.
Minion miners may take Lloyd's KDA this game, but he will take their core.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see what happens.
I mean, if Jimmy Offlaner emerges here, all bets are off.
I mean, we might see the dreaded Deathwing Nova comps come out from Minion Miners.
Wait, oh, did they do both at the same time? I've never actually seen them use both in the
Absolutely.
same game. For me, the thing that I enjoy most about Minion Miners is if you give them the chance, they will run Deathwing, another Anchor, and then just run a ranged offlaner and split push you until you lose. So, for those who are unfamiliar with the strats of the Miners, they are a team that primarily, map dependent, runs Deathwing, Shogal, and Blaze main tank. They are one Monker squad, and I am happy to see them in Heroic.
Indeed. They were definitely the dark horse nexus last season. So it's pretty exciting to see them move up.
Okay.
Has anyone actually started lobbies, coin flips, anything?
Yep, the coin flip is starting. The lobby is about to be made. Looks like the bans are Towers of Doom and BOE from the Miners. Towers of Doom. And wait, Towers of Doom and what? I said that out loud. Then BOE.
Jaeger, why are you doing this to me?
Boom, boom. And what was it from LTK, AP, and Sky Temple? What? Alterac Pass and Sky Temple, correct? Correct.
Yes.
Alright then, Jaeger's gonna make so much fun of us, and it appears that the Minion Miners are going to Volskaya. This has always been a favorite of mine, primarily because you can do so much zany stuff on this map. Let's turn that off. Yeah, this is going to be...
This is probably one of my least favorite maps in the NGS rotation.
Okay, Jaeger's already making fun of
Don't worry, Jaeger. The map arrangement upsets me too, but I
How
think
do
you need
you?
to take that up with NGS.
He's talking about my icons because, we've got like 10 maps. I had a nice, even row, and then there's Garden Terror. Like, they just added an 11th map, and there's nothing I can do about it. I can't make it look prettier.
That's
It exists. It's 11 maps now.
that's what I said. I
Yeah,
said
it
he
looks
needs to take it
ugly.
up with he needs to take it up with NGS. They can sort that out.
Exactly. Oh, let me get you into the game, because we are...
I'm in the game.
Oh, you're hiding. But you're
I'm
not.
not hiding.
You're the captain of Minion Miners now.
I'm
You're
the
the captain of
captain of
Minion
Minion Miner
Miners.
now, apparently. Apparently they weren't ready for it. I'm
Anyways,
back in the spectator slot where I belong.
fantastic. Yeah. I honestly don't know what to do with Garden of Terror. If there was a way to make it look nice, I would. But there
Listen,
isn't.
we have cursed, right?
Yeah.
Just take the block for cursed, cut it in half diagonally, and make the bottom half garden and the top half cursed. Boom.
Hmm. Sounds like that's a
It's
good way to solve the problem.
I mean, what is cursed other than garden plus plus, and what is garden other than curse minus minus?
Hmm. You might have a point there.
Look at me. First co-cast of the season, and I'm just crushing it.
But yeah. On the side of LTK, it's likely that we're going to see Huge Slot's Garrosh banned. He's wearing it on his sleeve. It's gonna disappear. Also, what's the...
Okay, we've got readies all around.
Indeed. And here we go. Eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that garden... It's a sad little, like, almost
It's
bird
a
shape.
sad little offshoot on your map.
Indeed, it looks disgusting. Alright. First up is Lloyd banning. And it's Sylvanas.
And
There's the Garrosh ban.
No surprise there.
I am shocked, to be honest. And Hogger is banned out by the side of LTK. I didn't know that the Minion Miners could play Hogger, but hey. Learn something new every day, you know?
I think Hogger's just a oppressive enough hero that maybe you just ban it
Indeed.
if you're unsure of whether or not they play it.
That's a perfectly reasonable way to look at it. And Junkrat is picked first by Quantum. This is interesting. Wesgara, it gets Lucio.
And Sir Mac of Cheese picking up the Vala.
Yeah. One of the things that just sort of got permabanned against Wesgara was that Lucio. Now that it's out, it might just happen to do a big amount of work. What?
What are we looking at
my
here? Because
God!
I see Cho'Gall, but it's not being picked by Minion Miners, and it's being picked crazy early.
Oh my word!
I mean, I'm
Lloyd
assuming they're going to like ban a
has-
Nubarak out of fear, right?
Lloyd just completely preempts the minion miner strategy for the map.
Surely this is in a noob ban. Or maybe a Maiev ban, I guess, but I don't know.
There are lots of good bans. I would expect Tychus, but there's the noob. Now,
well, I mean, if you
question
cocoon
is,
Cho'Gall, that's
indeed,
your team fight's done.
it's one of the best options. What?
Apparently your ad kicked off right when the Cho'Gall dropped, so no one gets to see our reactions. RIP.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Well, that is the Blaze main tank that we're expecting.
Yeah, and the Tychus. Thanks
And
to picking up Diana.
Jimmy Laner.
Oh no! Oh no!
Kind of a
I do wish I had a way
draft.
to permanently snooze the ads, but that's honestly hard to do.
There is a button that delays them.
Yeah, but I can't just be pressing that like every single second. I forget about it once and it just goes.
My blades are yours.
But yes, Marshall bringing out the Sonya.
I don't know how I feel about Sonya into this.
Hey, it has percent damage.
It has percent damage.
Not enough,
damage
though.
Is pretty late. And I feel like it doesn't have a way of leaving versus this team. Nor does it have a way of surviving if Ana hits her with a grenade.
So everybody is busy screaming about the Lloyd special right now. This is gonna be one amazing game. All right. Whoop.
Yeah, this is a incredible draft. I expected some absolute nonsense drafts,
Indeed.
but not from LTK.
I mean, what do you expect?
It is a weird draft by miners. Because it's almost a conventional draft, and that's what makes it weird for them.
Except with the Blaze main tank.
Yeah, of course.
Oh boy. The bets are in. And the game begins. Alright, you want to do the blue side?
Sure. Over in the blue trunks, we've got LTK straight to core with Lloyd on Raynor, Quantum on Junkrat, Huge Slaw on Cho, Tanksta on Ana, and Red Zero on Gall.
And for the minion miners, we have Himibo on Blaze, Marshall on Sonya, Wanton on Tychus, Mac and Cheese on Vala, and Wesgara on Lucio. We already see a Q build and a W build, Vala and Sonya respectively. It is Exterminator Laner. And we're looking at Will of Cho on Cho. That I did not expect, to be honest. Meanwhile, Huge Slaw immediately starts out cheesing half a tower. Wanton Soup is already clearing out the top side lane. And Sir Mac of Cheese is bullying Lloyd. It looks like it's a double soaking Raynor with a 4-man push bot lane from the side of LTK.
Double soak laner. I'm ready to see this fiasco.
Meanwhile, Tychus and Himibo are doing similar chip topside. It's up to Lloyd to stop it. But both teams have nearly lost a tower at this point. Just in different lanes.
I do want to say I love this Cho'Gall's name. Hug Arrow G.
Nice. Wesgara gets hit by sleep and is getting right clicked. Marshall's coming in on the Cho. They speed out, they get stunned. Wanted, they're forced to go down. Himibo might actually be able to catch it here. It's all a question of whether or not that last bit of damage from Wanted Soup goes in, gets rooted, dies.
An unfortunate slide right into a trap, but he does take a effectively double kill there. So
yeah. Meanwhile, the miners are already starting out the invade. And they're taking a turret off of this kill. Great way to crystallize that advantage. Download the NGS shit? No. Why would I do that?
I mean, there are custom overlay things built into the game. I just don't recall what the button is to do them.
I decided to do some MS Paint ones because it
Oh, there we go.
was funnier. Oh, meanwhile, Marshall gets caught out, but doesn't take any damage from the event. The entire gates are
found the
down on
buttons.
both sides.
Control 1 and 2 are your talent and stat
Yep,
pages.
I am familiar with those buttons. Looking like we're seeing BTA out of Tychus. I'm not sure how I feel about that. And it looks like it's going to be a freaking orb build Gull, so life is going to be painful.
Yep.
Meanwhile, it seems like the miners are trying to force out the seal camp while simultaneously doing their own siege camp. It might be a little bit ambitious, but
I think they're fine as long as they can see Cho'Gall, because wherever Cho'Gall isn't, they can basically spend enough time to get an advantage, I feel like.
exactly. And right now, the Cho'Gall is running that fort down. So Mac and Cheese might have to step off of this and counterbalance that Cho'Gall push. Level 7 coming out from the side of the Minion Miners for the standard grenade build, Battle Rage with Sonya, and a Monster Hunter Vala. Amy both clearing the top side and is looking to put the shift there. LTK, level 7 is coming out now.
Wanthon getting pretty low, manages to slip out though. Turret goes down from Sir Mac and Cheese. Marshall's getting very low. The grenade comes out and Cho's just running that Sonya down.
Marshall goes down, and it looks like Quantum might barely make it out alive. Oh my goodness. Meanwhile, that topside chip is continuing to do work. Cho'Gall goes in. Double sleep
big
into stun. Hamibo is also likely going to go down. Hamibo goes down to Lloyd. Followed by Lloyd going down to Wanton Soup. But that
First
camp,
objective going over to Minion Miners.
yeah, and that camp that Minion Miners took continues to push. It still hasn't been dealt, although Quantum is now dealing with it. The double DPS OBJ is just going bot side and doing that classic Zane Hyde special. Not sure that strategy is still valid, as well as being what they are right now. But we shall see how it works out. Marshall running away. Wesgura steps on in, eats an orb, walks out. Mubo. Doing much. Ooh, Danny is also harassing me now about my UI. I'm very sad.
It is a very interesting plays build that we're seeing here.
Main tank plays? Wait, what
It
is
is-
that? That's not main tank
Yeah.
plays at all.
It's definitely not main tank plays. This is a custom special that looks like it's designed specifically for just making Cho sad.
I mean, Meltdown only works additive versus the Gall trait. It's not as strong here as you'd like it to be. Meanwhile, it's upheaval. Joe took upheaval. They've got Riptire, Twisting Nether, and Nano Boost. They've got a big DPS combo. Lloyd is doing Lloyd things. Meanwhile, the Minion Miners have opted for Laser Drill, Leap, and Strafe.
I feel like the Strafe is a very interesting pick.
Indeed. Lack of crowd control might hurt the Minion Miners here.
Yeah, I think they could definitely wombo combo a team pretty hard between Sonya, Blaze, and
Speaking of Sonya,
Whatever it
the
is.
Nano Boost and the Lloyd have both been activated to secure a fort. Marshall's forced out. Turret's also used for that. That's a lot of work.
That is a lot of commitment for structures, but they don't come back.
Yeah. But they won't have nano boost for another 50 seconds. It's gonna be hard to take fights for that period of time. Meanwhile, Himibo barely misses a charge. Himibo gets...
People pulled him back in. Bunker's
Wesgara
down.
took sound barrier here too, and Bunker and sound barrier are both down.
It's a little scary for minion miners now.
I mean, the engage has already been used by the Cho'Gall. What is there to fear?
I suppose.
Ah, yes.
But their engage comes up faster than
Mac
their
and cheese
disengage, it looks
just
like.
Waltz right down. And it looks like Minion Miners is going fairly conventional talents on this tier. Everything from Neosteel to Gloom to Collision Course. Minion Miners definitely feels like they have to really push in here, otherwise they'll lose post 16, even if the Lloyd squad doesn't want to actually keep cheesing. Wait, where was my brain going? Oh yeah, so yeah, Minion Miners have to close this game out pre-16. So this next objective is absolutely critical for them. Without it, things are going to get tricky.
Indeed. It does seem like they're having a little bit of trouble doing significant siege, though, into that middle lane. They did get the wall.
Hard to push into a Junkrat, though. That anchor
Yes.
is doing work. Meanwhile, looks like an invade is happening on Marshall. Himibo scouts out Lloyd and Quantum, but
Wonton's in for a punishment here.
Wonton's going to be fine. Leap whiffs. Marshall keeps running out. Marshall disappears. And a turret is stolen now. It looks like Lloyd and crew are immediately going bot lane. They are just going to keep on. They're just going to keep on cheesing.
That nano, holy cow, that siege damage.
Indeed. Himibo manages to catch Lloyd on the flank, but as a wise viewer said a few minutes ago, these buildings are on a timer. They may kill Lloyd, but Lloyd will kill their core. Vala is taking the bloody protector up to Wesgara. Wesgara's going to get in, and they're going to go for another keep, it looks like. Well, for that.
Fortunately, it looks like the Robo Hand fell just a little short there.
That Punisher took wait, that Protector took some heavy punishment.
I like it the other way. The Punisher took some heavy protecting.
But, problem for many miners.
Another upheaval goes out. Himibo is in. Bunker goes down, but Blaze is quite low in it.
The big problem for Minion Miners is, even if they manage to win team fights post 16, there are two problems. One, Lloyd's accelerated respawn timer. Two, Cho's accelerated respawn timer. They'll have to win, and they'll have to close this out efficiently. And, yeah,
There they go.
Here they go again. They don't have a turret to defend them this time. Marshall has no idea what to do about this situation. The rest of his team is following, but it's too late. In they go. Takes walks away, embraces death with dignity and grace. And meanwhile, Huge Slot is trying to get this Cho away.
He's trying to...
He's never gonna get out. Meanwhile, Lloyd has accelerated some minions, and they are starting a push topside as well. The miners are just completely outclassed in this split push game.
Yeah, I think they're starting to realize that
they're on a timer.
It's more of a base race. Just The map
Yes.
is the base.
They've realized it now. They're pushing in hard. Marshall goes inside the
just going
tower.
right past the wall.
But the anchor is here, the rat is here, and that healer camp is dead. Meanwhile, top lane, it looks like that fort is just going to go down without any intervention whatsoever.
Well, it looks like Minion Miners do manage to snag this turret right before the choke all comes up.
Yeah. That's the Miners right now. They are 2, maybe 3 plays away from losing. They're going to have to close this out in the next 2 minutes or the game is over.
Here they go.
Oh no, surely not. Marshall is on patrol.
Okay.
And it looks like Westgrad and Mac are holding that camp. I mean, if you're on the side of LTK, you don't need to really risk it pre-20. Sure, you may be down so, but the threat of just being able to run core is enough. You just wait for 20, and you'll be able to get those 3 plays you need in order to kill the core. There are 3 talents actually, that allow them to suicide on core more effectively. The Rainer, Respawn, the Cho talent, and the Gull talent all serve towards allowing for maximum inting potential.
I mean, Ana with improved nano boost probably works too.
Possibly. But Minion Miners know they need to take some risks. They're going in for this keep. Puts them in a much better position than they were a few seconds ago. They hit 20 here, they get a kill, they can potentially end off of it. The Minion Miners land a huge amount of damage. Tanksta looks like he goes down here. They've got the keep. If Hugelock goes down now, it's game over.
They secure this kill.
And the Minion Miners have likely just closed it out. Quantum lands a big boop. Quantum gets away with 300 HP. And the Minion Miners just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, they lost their healer, tank, and one of their main DPS.
The game goes from looking like LTK is on the verge of winning to complete defeat just like that. GG.
GG indeed. I feel like somewhere around the level 15 mark, level 16 mark, Minion Miners realized, oh, we just need to open up a win con because that's what they've already done.
Yep. And in a single fight, 320, they managed to hopefully reverse that game. Anyway, let's update that. Miners get their red start. Real? What? Pretty even split, but Miners win. It looks like he takes it all. Prediction he took him. But you'll do something with it. Wait. Wait, that was you.
I take it all.
I thought it was Key. I saw him advocating for the miners. Wait, no.
For the other team,
Oh. I swear, I got that. Fuck. We'll pretend like this never happened. You know? Never happened.
Thank you for your charitable donation. Jasmine Points Fund.
I swear we're rigging this cast now. Oh, no.
Now what can I do with these points?
Oh, shoot, I gotta stop that music from starting.
Absolutely nothing.
Pause. God dang it! If that happens again, I'm going to lose my mind. Actually, how do I keep this thing from starting immediately every time I swap? That's gonna be a problem. Jeez! Oh no! No, no, no! Oh no! Oh no! I hope you're not reading chat.
Oh, I'm reading it.
Oh no, Jaeger,
I'm-
Jaeger. Oh no.
There's
Yeah, how do I... I need to find a way to stop this thing from just, automatically starting every single time. Oh well. Is there a way to deactivate it? Yeah, because I probably just gave some people tinnitus.
imagine, if you will, a world where we're both professional casters.
Oh no, that would be terrible. Alright, where are they dropping us? Oh, we're going to Infernal
They're
Shrines.
taking us to Infernal Shrines.
I was the late one, wasn't I?
Yep.
Alright, let's update that board. Number 2, it looks like it's Lloyd's pick. So we're going to Infernal Shrines. Anyways, folks. Looks like we are going into game number 2.
The chat is savage here.
Indeed, Marshall is flaming his entire team. Better to do that in text than, Why would you willingly go on to Minion Miners of all teams? That is how
What do
you
you
will lose your
mean?
sanity. I mean, Minion Miners are great, don't get me wrong, but are you sure you've...
Where else will
got
I
what
be
it
able
takes?
to play Nova?
True. Alright, anyways, here we are. Game number 2. And everybody's upset because it's Infernal Shrines. But here's what you guys need to know.
I don't understand why people hate Infernal Shrines. Like,
Because it's like
got
the most
decent
popular map.
variants.
It's like the most popular map.
It is definitely overplayed, but
Yeah.
that's unfortunately just a side effect of being a decent map.
Anyways.
Fans are looking fairly familiar here.
Yep, it's more or less the same thing as last time. Sealing off that garage. Must feel pretty good to be huge slot right now. You're basically saying, yeah, no. I am going to give my team a free ban every single game. Ooh, Sir Mac and Cheese brings out the Lunara.
I'm ready for it. I'm interested.
And Huge
Joe
Slot
being picked up by Huge
responds as
Slot.
JoJo. But what is this? A conventional tank? Is LTK not going to cheese?
I mean,
It looks like it. They're playing conventionally.
why are you so surprised by them playing a conventional tank?
I mean, they just one-upped the Minion Miners by taking Cho'Gall. So, in my
They brought the
defense...
zaniness to the table, to be sure.
Like,
But
these teams have brought a lot of zest. Hold on a second.
Marshall with the Imperious.
Ooh. Gonna be low on that wave clear, but... if Marshall has taken notes from Verd, we might see some white vanning here. And there it is, the Mephisto ban.
Not too surprising there. Lloyd with Blaze.
And Sylvanas picked out. I'm liking the side of LTK more and more with every single pick they've done. It's already showing itself to be a really solid comp. The only thing that's scaring me so far on the side of Minion Miners is Mako Cheese's. This.
There it is.
Not again! No! Not again!
2 for 2 on Cho'Gall games.
No!
Oh my god.
Oh no! And it's gonna be
time to
really
see
hard.
How many Gall puns I can put in?
Well,
to
there's
this
the
game.
Tychus. It's gonna be really tricky for LTK to win this one now. They've got the percent damage, sure. They've got the polymorph, but if this goes past 20, it's gonna get difficult. The only virtue
I fear for Minion Miner's ability to macro early game, though.
Absolutely. The Imperious will definitely make things harder for them.
I mean, not just the Imperious. Like, Lunara's a decent flex pick, but I don't know that she's going to be able to do as much as, say, a Blaze and a Sylvanas or a Joe and a Sylvanas put together.
Fair, fair. Blaze is definitely going to be out clearing Marshall for the vast majority of this game. Alright. Oops. That is a bad way to do it, but it's how we're doing it.
Alright, well, over on the blue side of the map, we've got Lloyd playing Blaze, Quantum playing Tychus, huge slot on the Johanna, Tanksta on Brightwing, and Red Zero G on Sylvanas.
The battle begins in 10 seconds.
Alright, looks like so far it's percent damage Sylv. Wait, oh, roll call. Yeah, let's talk talents instead. I'm sorry.
Imagine being a professional caster. Imagine us, professional.
It would be so sad. Anyways, it looks like Wesgra's leaving a potion behind for Marshall, so he has a good time. Sir Mac of Cheese is showing mid lane. They're watching out for, you know, cheese. They're
watching
opening
for the
lanes
cheese,
properly.
and there is none.
Indeed.
I do want to point out that this Cho'Gall name is
Him soup.
quite enticing. Him Soup instead of Hug Arrow G. I don't know which one seemed more fun.
Yeah. Looks like Him Soup is already starting out the chip. And Shoe Slot goes in for the wave clear. And they're moving on. Him Soup is forced to clear at towers. And meanwhile, Sir Mac and Cheese clearing quite conventionally. And Shoe Slot
Him
is
Soup running at the Joe,
yeah,
getting that chip in.
yeah. Definitely an odd call on both teams. They're both doing the camp simultaneously. Meanwhile, Mac and Cheese has already got a wave of chip. Quantum goes to pick it up. Both teams are likely going to get these camps out simultaneously. Marshall, it's right there. But his wave clear is going to be slow. He's going to need someone to relieve him in a few seconds. Otherwise, Lloyd will get some free chip. And the Cho'Gall has to run away from the power of Tychus. Not much chip. Marshall manages to rotate quickly. Lloyd goes into clear. He'll have priority over Marshall in mid lane.
Root comes out.
But Shoot Slot is taking a
getting
lot
pretty
of
low.
damage.
Gets the heal though, and Him Soup
Cho'Gall,
has to
same deal
leave.
though. Yeah, looks like LTK is going to take this camp.
I do appreciate that Minion Miners just have an absurd amount of wards they can put down on the map.
Indeed. Their anchor game is really strong. Well, looks like Marshall's eating a lot of damage. Huge slot. Just peeking. They're proxying this camp. I am not sure about this call. This could go one of several very interesting ways. Huge slot.
Huge slot would be in trouble.
Is absorbing a lot of damage. Quantum's here. Huge slot drops. The Cho'Gall drops. Marshall drops. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No way. There he goes.
Yeah. That's there.
That was. Yeah, I did not
Well,
expect that proxy to
Lunara
work out.
Just casually pushing bottom.
Yeah. I don't know if it's worth it though. That camp didn't do a lot. Denied a few globes of XP for the side of LTK. And you know, they lost the tower bot side. Let's take a peek at tower once again. It's been too long. We got Nature's Culling out, Sentinel Wisp out. Okay, that's all we talked. Oh, it's Seared plus Cho'Gall build. Wait, Lloyd has been picked out. Lloyd might just
a lot
die
of body
here.
in here. Ooh, big spear. Almost got the right wing there. I'm
Lloyd
surprised it didn't.
makes it out with about 100 HP, right? Holy crap, he makes it out with about 12 HP. Ooh. Meanwhile, Red Zero is taking the Bruiser camp. He's gonna have to Hearth after that. And the Minion Miners look like they want to contest this, but they're actually going for chip.
29 behind.
Yeah.
So.
The Cho'Gall's just there for show. They're getting the chip. And they're getting out.
Yeah, Sir Mac and Cheese doing a little reset here.
Gonna have to send someone topside though. Marshall does have Holy Fervor, so he can clear. Well, Red's taking out those towers quickly. Black Arrows has been used, but it's likely this Punisher will go down before the gate.
Sir Mac and Cheese running top, clear the camp. There's so many.
And Marshall
there, my
looking
gosh.
for a flank. A lot of damage dealt to that fort. Minion Miners are going to have a heck of it. Quantum and crew are already stealing that camp. And Sir Mac of Cheese is back on the split push. Oh my goodness. Speaking of which, it's important to know that Quantum has adopted more or less the same build as last game. Except it's not him who played it last game. Big BTA value is being pursued here.
Yeah, it's big. Quantum definitely getting a lot of damage out on the Cho with that.
Indeed. But level 10's coming out on the side of LTK. They're going in, taking towers, and Himsu just charges in fearlessly, loses about 10% HP. And this camp gets cleared. We're seeing, oh no,
Goes up on the Lunara, Polymorph stunned.
disappears.
And Himsuit getting low. Wesker with a great sleep though. Sleeps 4 out of 5 of the team. And
Marshall lost
tries to hop.
lost his Q. And he's out.
Great play.
Big mind control from Red Zero. Black Arrows is out, and it looks like this fort is going down to LTK. They're building a solid macro lead early game. Absolutely will give them what they need to put this Cho'Gall comp in the grave. Sir Mac and Cheese continues the fine art of off-lane Lunara. And Marshall look for some picks. Bit difficult to gank a Blaze though. Oh, and we got pauses. Okay, let's just shut up that music for now. I thought I was being really clever with this, but now I can't stop it from starting every single time.
Nice.
Properties loop.
Oh,
No.
they are getting ready to start.
Oh shoot! In which case, let
Yep.
me. Oh wow, they started before because they don't know that we're saying we're ready. Let me peek that. Whoops. Red zeros cleared out another lane. The choke call is moving in. And there's no anchor here except for that one wisp. Westeros left to camp it. Huge slot catches out Marshall. Ah!
Big shield.
Beautiful shield. But Huge Slot's probably the one who's next on the blank. Floyd comes in. The potentially beautiful flank, but he gets cold feet at the last second. It's all well and good, though.
Unfortunately not catching anyone this time.
Minion Miners burn 2 ultimates for the price of 1 on the side of LTK. LTK absolutely has a good chance of just outright winning this. Go in for the camp first. And looks like they're side lane split pushing here. Into a Sylvanas.
I think they're just going to say screw it, give up this fort, surrender the top lane, see what value we can get everywhere else.
It's a bit more than giving up a fort, though. They're potentially going to lose a keep out of this play.
I think they might.
Question, of course, becomes, is 2 forts worth a keep? Depends on what you want to do. Spread out catapults. Will give the miners some reprieve, some room to maneuver on this map. But as of now, they've only equalized structures. Oh, Shoot Slot gets caught. He's getting punched.
A lot of damage from that show melee.
Yeah, he's almost certainly going to drop here. Bunkers clawed out, but he is killed by the camp.
Right wing
Tanks.
getting stunned. Managed to blink out, and Quantum just spraying.
Indeed. But look at that healing. There's no way the miners can take this OBJ. It's inconceivable, but with the tank dead, they might just be able to zone them out. That would be a huge swing for the favor of Minion Miners. Odin's forced out. Marshall steps up, lands the spear. Quantum is caught and killed. Oh, beautiful
dodge the blaze. That is the problem with Odin, is suddenly your bigger they are doesn't scare a Cho'Gall anymore.
Andy. Why we saw Drill on the side of Minion Miners last game.
Huge slot going in, getting punched yet again. And it looks like they might be able to just take this. They can keep this zone advantage.
Indeed. It looks like it's going over to the side of Minion Miners. The Masters of Cho'Gall might just get a 2-0 clean victory.
Well, considering that they play Cho'Gall, I think more so than LTK, I'm not too surprised to see that maybe they have these kind of squirrely maneuvers in their back pocket.
I mean, taking Molten Block is one of the big examples of that into a Tychus. It's a way to dodge a lot of the percent damage potential. Huge Slot gets caught out and just devastated. That is
you cannot underestimate auto attack Cho'Gall's damage. Seared Flesh plus the combination of Hammer of Twilight just means that he's going to break people in half if he hits you a few times.
Monitor's down, but 16s are online. It's time for the Cho'Gall shenanigans to continue. Safety in numbers is active. That's a weird one for a Deckard, I think. I might be wrong on that one. But Leaden Orb, Melting Touch, Frenzied Fists. The Imperious Cho'Gall combo just got a lot more dangerous. And all that...
It's not the strangest.
I mean, it's a nasty combination of talents, like the Cho'Gall plus the Imperious. Basically, they can just stun chain one person for the entirety of a game, and Tanksta just can't cleanse them out. Limitations of Brightwing as a champion here. Marshall's taking out the Bruiser camp on the top side, and the rest of the miners finish off the camp bot side.
And what a change in map dynamic that last objective has caused here.
Indeed, the minion miners going for the side lane push, really quite brilliant.
Cho'Gall just looking to kind of make anything happen here, I think. Looks like Marshall's going to be coming down to rejoin the rest of the team. And it looks like they might want to try and force some siege, either bot or mid, while that camp top does things.
They're going in for the chip, and they're doing damage. Boyd, on the other hand, just going in for the clear. On the top side, while the rest look to edge out this Cho'Gall's shenanigans. They've got an eye on that bush, so they don't really have to watch the flank. But they see a huge slot. Marshall's moving to respond. Marshall misses the spear. And the miners go on in. They see blood. And they may be about to get bloodied. Nope, they just back on out. And they keep backing on out.
Soup pretty far in there.
Indeed. Blessed Shield comes
Big
out.
shield comes out.
Mind Control hits the Imperious. Four-man sleep
Big
on top of the
sleep.
bunker. Tanks that disappears. Himsup is on top of Quantum. Huge shot
Lloyd's
drops.
getting kind of low.
And Lloyd looks like he's next on the chopping block. Oh, Quantum
Nope.
gets hit.
Quantum gets caught.
And there goes Lloyd.
down.
It looks like that's a
Are we going to
2-0. Yeah, it definitely is at this
I
point.
don't think I see Sylvanas soloing this team.
Indeed. LTK had to take that fight, but oof. That's rough. And there goes Red Zero. Absolutely brutal affair.
What an absolute show of force. Cho'Gall from both teams. But
Only one team
only
won
one
with it.
Cho'Gall win.
Indeed.
Feel like Minion Miners just went ahead and just sat down at the table and said, cool, you want to run Zany's shit? Well, that's our purview.
Oh no, somebody is just making cheese puns in the chat and it's driving me insane. That's my job.
The gall of your chat. The sheer gall.
Indeed.
I hope they choke on their puns.
Oh please, no. No. That's terrible. But yeah,
Oh,
that's a 2-0
oh yeah, it's
win for
terrible.
Minion Miners. Let's see if they want to do a post-game interview. I'm just going to wait. Where are these darn lobbies? Yeah, let's just go into lobby 1 or 2. I don't care. Indeed.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, hit me, Bo.
Yo.
So,
Talking to the Cho head, huh?
That's me.
Indeed, the public face of the Cho'Gall.
Yeah.
Anyways, what are your thoughts about that series? Right off the top of stream of your head.
Well, you know, we recognize Huge Slot and Lloyd from, they played LTK. They were the #1 seed from Nexus Division last season. And I recognize a lot of these other players too.
Cheers.
I'm sure we played against several of them, but it's interesting. This is just a side note. I noticed that several of our players have over 200 NGS games
Oh,
total.
congrats.
So I recognize people sometimes. I'm like, it's who knows from when though. But anyway, so we knew them. We knew Huge Slot is a Garrosh main, and
Oh, yeah.
Lloyd is a Leo main. So that was basically the extent of what we knew the series going in, and we took it seriously, and it worked out.
That's good to hear. So,
Yeah.
I have a question about game one. I'm sure Jacqueline does it well, but first, at what point do you think you realized, oh, they're just going to kill us bot lane if we don't act now?
Yeah, so we've played lots of Cho'Gall over the years, and definitely the strategy of delaying, going where the enemy team isn't, is something we're very familiar with. They did manage to take the bottom keep from us, but I didn't think that we were really at risk from them pushing in too much further. And fortunately, I did feel like, just based on how the game was going, even though Cho'Gall does scale extremely well, the game did feel like we had a pretty good advantage in the team fight, mostly because of Cho's build, I thought. It made into our particular composition, it made fighting, I felt, easier. We had a lot of counters to that particular engagement, and so I thought a lot of their team fighting power was sort of lost. And so, given that that was the case, especially that we were pre-20 before that last fight, that last push bottom.
Indeed.
We were able to push, when we saw them mid and top, we were able to push bottom and basically force them into a fight, which was resulted in our favor.
Out of curiosity, have you ever taken or seen execute orders in action?
Which one is that one?
It's the Rainer level 20 that reduces the death timer by 35 seconds.
Golly, there's some
'Cause
GM or Master GM.
Because that's what Jacqueline and I were thinking about, that they were going to go that in tandem with Cho's Hour of Twilight, in tandem with the... What is it again? Did they actually remove the death talent? They did, didn't they?
Which for who?
For Gall, the...
Casting while you're dead one.
Yeah, that one's gone, isn't it?
Yeah, that one's gone.
Well,
no, okay, so I know what you mean though, like Blitz, like backdoor Blitzkrieg the core. At some point. Yeah, I mean, it definitely was a possibility, but that's why after they took bottom keep, we went and took bottom wall. Because if they tried that and it did not work, we had the wall already down. We could just run bottom and end the game. So we were trying to create a easy win condition if they tried that and failed. And so we were just, that was our thought.
All right. Jacqueline, do you have any other questions?
So on the subject of, this is very important for anyone who plays Cho'Gall. Which team do you think, one, did you know going into the game that like Him Soup was going to be your Cho'Gall name? And if so, have you practiced to make sure that it, like, you just land amazing names like that?
Yeah, so actually the best is whenever my brother is on the team, is Marsh Hole. That's the best combination actually, is Him Hole, in my opinion. But Him Soup is pretty good too. And yes, it definitely we've definitely worked on the names. And it's honestly the key feature, in my opinion. A good name.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. It's Cho'Gall's hidden passive.
Exactly.
I'll be honest, I had to change my player name when Cho'Gall came out because it was Orthranus. And I think you can guess where it cut it off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was not good. It was not good.
Or hilarious. I mean, or hilarious. So
yeah, but I didn't want the disciplinary committee, just yeeting me out of NGS the first time I played Cho.
That's very forward thinking of you.
Yeah. Well, the first time I played Gall. Anyways, game number 2. You guys definitely postured in that Cho'Gall brilliantly as usual.
Thank you.
Did you have a backup plan in case they said, no, we're not dealing with Cho'Gall here?
Honestly, I am not entirely sure if Cho'Gall was even. We were debating a few picks there. I'm trying to think exactly what we were saying that us picking the Tychus in that situation, even though they had the Joanna, felt like it would have been very strong into the Blaze Joe Sylve. But we had to pick the Cho'Gall because they had picked the Cho'Gall, and it would have felt wrong if we didn't return the favor.
Exactly.
True.
So yeah, we felt like we were like duty bound to choose the Cho'Gall. But yeah, I was also thinking Deathwing. This is something that Osmanthus you know just because we've played with you several times.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a map I really like Deathwing on just because he has a lot of point control. His Cataclysm can cover most of the shrine. His in range mode, the lava pool or whatever it's called does a really good job zoning. So that was definitely an option as well. I really like May on places like that. There's lots of good options there,
Okay.
but definitely duty bound to take Cho'Gall in this instance.
Yeah. You mentioned May.
Mhm.
What's your favorite level 4?
The icing
You mean like,
armor.
darn, I
I forget what it's
was
called.
hoping that you were going to say Slush Ball. And then I would have just
Yeah,
gone hallelujah.
I don't. I was. I really like the idea of the Q build, but yeah, it's just the movement speed and peeling
really good.
benefits it's insane. Like, oh, somebody's in trouble, you just anywhere near a teammate, you give them the armor, movement speed, and you boop anybody away that might be near them. It's hard for me to say no.
Yeah. That is a 7 versus a 4, though.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they are
Yeah.
different talents.
My
Yeah.
mistake. So what is there's an icing talent at level 4, is there not?
Yeah, that's the
As
one
you can tell,
that
it's been a little while.
gives spell
Lighting through Blizzard
armor.
gives cooldown reduction.
Oh yes, that. Okay, so this is a totally separate tangent. Now that you've reminded me, thank you.
I know you. How's it
For
going?
tanks, one of the biggest thing, and I think this is partially Storm League, but it's also just in general. I really like to be able to wave clear efficiently on my tanks because I feel like creating offlane pressure is
boring.
so important, and
If
being
only I'd
able
brought
to
something to
absorb a
read.
side lane quickly and then getting back to the action is extremely important. So the cooldown reduction that I get just means faster and better wave clear, which is why I go the W level 1 as well. And I even go the increased cooldown reduction on the W at 13. So it's more uptime on abilities. It also is sort of
You know, all
like
those words and
maybe I'm not
pictures are
the best
backwards.
at managing my cooldown. So if my E's up more often for sliding into the blizzard, then I'm less likely to get caught out. So that's really just me not putting in enough work to manage my cooldowns. And it's a lazy solution to that as well. So there you go.
Yeah. What else was there? Oh, yeah. One of the things we definitely noticed was the big turning point for game number 2 was the 2 forts back-to-back into the pick.
Yes.
If they had pushed on harder, if they had gone to the point where they just take your topside keep, would you have still been willing to have taken those 2 forts?
Well, so we would have. So we had an extra minion wave while we were still mid lane, top lane. So we would have had vision on them pushing an extra wave. We probably would have cut a little bit earlier from mid, and collapsed on them, and they would have had to have backed off of the top shrine, which would have given us an opportunity to fight them in our lane or wherever our choosing. It would have also delayed their ability to take the shrine, or it would have delayed their progress on the shrine because if all 5 of them would have moved off. Had they not all 5 moved up, and so one stayed behind, for example, and the other 4 had pushed up, then that would have given us a brief opportunity for 4v5. If, for example, Brightwing was on there, it would have only been temporary, but it still would have given us a brief opportunity for 4v5, which would have been good. So we knew that there was a chance that, especially with the Sylvanas, that they did push keep wall, but because of all those things I just mentioned, we felt like we could. It wasn't just like a loss. It was like, okay, even if they do push this, there's a good chance that we can at least have a good, fair fight. Worst case scenario, or what I thought was going to happen, was we were going to take mid and bot. They were going to all 5-man the shrine, push with Sylvanas Wave, and maybe take the keep. But they decided to fight us instead, or we caught them in the top side, ended up winning the fight and taking the shrine, which really lost out hard on them. I think if they would have just all 5 stood on shrine, they would have eaten the 2 forts and maybe gotten a keep. But it's hard to say. Obviously these things are fluid, so.
Indeed.
But that was what our thinking was.
Yeah. As always, pleasure casting you guys. I do
Thank
wish
you,
you
sir.
all the best in the rest of the season.
Thank you to you both. Really appreciate. Always love getting casted. It makes things so much fun. So appreciate you both.
You guys make things fun too.
Yeah, thanks for giving us such a incredible showing. Back-to-back Cho'Gall games.
Yeah. Sorry, I gotta show off the soundboard a little bit there. All right, take it easy.
Have a good night.